40 years, that's a lot of sermons, funerals, baptisms, meetings, more meetings, and lots of laughter and tears. Pastor Gail has touched so many lives through her ministry. I especially want to mention Pastor Gail's work with the Global Mission Team. She's always supportive, providing ideas and encouraging group creativity, and pulling us back when our ideas get too big for our resources. Her support for our global missionaries and their work is ever present. Her enthusiasm for the work of the ELCA World Hunger is constant. Speaking up for justice is just part of who Pastor Gail is. It runs like a strong, brightly colored thread through everything she does. Thanks be to God and to Pastor Gail for her life among us.
Greetings from ELCA World Hunger. In faith, you have led the people of Our Saviour to be the most generous congregation in the ELCA. How can we thank you enough? You have creatively and courageously educated and stirred our souls so that ending hunger is in our congregation's DNA, and in so doing, you have inspired congregations across this church. You have made a remarkable difference in lives around the world that will last for generations to come. The gifts you've encouraged have provided peace and justice, clean water and health care, agriculture, livestock, so much more. Pastor, you have so inspired us all that we will keep working toward a just world where all are fed. Thank you, and God bless.
I've been blessed to have Pastor Heidtke as my pastor and co-worker for these past 2 decades. Here's a few of the blessings I appreciate most. You love worship. Your ear-to-ear smile while enthusiastically singing or leading the liturgy just fills the room. Your joy is as contagious as COVID-19. You're such a rock of stability for me and the church, especially during times of transition, like lead pastor vacancies. We've survived 2 of those together. Over 4.5 years of your time here has been spent in vacancy time. You're always 2 steps ahead of the rest of us. You're the first one done with your memo articles, budgets, worship planning, timesheets, you name it. You're always ahead of the rest of us. And you never forget a hospitalization or an anniversary of someone's death. People know they are loved and important because of your systematic care. And most of the time, I have to say, you're pretty fun to hang around with. I love to have a beer with you. I love to polka with you. Listening to your hilarious ministry stories over 40 years of experience, that's fun too. There's just one thing I wish I could get you to stop doing. Would you please stop nagging me about my drab, earth tone wardrobe? Love you, Gail.
When I think of Pastor Gail Heidtke's ministry with us, I think of her as a spiritual anchor. I got to know her in Saturday evening services, her joyous singing of the hymns, and that she had memorized even verses 3 and 4. I also treasure that she highlights women in both the biblical story and in secular history. I treasure this pioneer who gives us images of God that are both inclusive and without boundaries.
Congratulations, Gail, on 20 years at Our Saviour's. You truly have been a blessing to the congregation. And I want to share you've been a blessing to me as well. It's always been important to me to try to be a good shepherd of people. But I have to say that I've learned a lot from you on how to be a sheep rancher. You showed me the importance of tracking visits and making sure that when we got names, there was accountability to make sure that people were followed up on. And that's so important because oftentimes it is that kind of work that reaches out and touches the people that feel the most vulnerable. And There's no shortcut to that. It just takes work. And you taught me the value of that and the joy of discovering the person that maybe everybody else forgot about. So thank you again for being a role model to me and for the wonderful blessing that you have been to the congregation and to me personally.
I lift up my eyes to the hills from whence cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. Thanks be to God for you, Pastor Heidtke. You gave me the great gift of praying the scriptures, of learning how to be a pastor in ways that I never imagined. And your friendship has meant just the world to me and to my family. Congratulations on your coming retirement, and continue to persevere, as you so oftentimes proclaim to me and to many others, I'm sure, as you transition into a time of retirement, adequate to the day, you always say as we greet one another. And so may retirement be more than adequate, but may you thrive. And I look forward to getting a chance to spend time with you in retirement, thriving together in God's faithfulness and in God's world that you so wonderfully have shown me and my family. Thank you, my friend, and God bless.
Hi, Pastor Heidtke.